Hey YouTube, how's it going? This is not the linear curve. This is actually the opponent from week 8, Hclat, representing the two-time defending champion, Alpha Ruiners. I'm commentating my game with Linear from this week. Linear courses on the scooters. And I think he's quite busy, like trying to wrangle his pet dingo or something like that. So he asked me to narrate our game. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to follow his style, go through the teams, like team building process, that stuff, and then walk through the game. So without further ado, I'm actually going to go through my team now, and then I'll talk about his a bit too. But actually before that, I'm going to give you all a little blast from the past. This past Callus invite, I was given the unenviable task of facing Linear, and I actually built this team in an attempt to counter-style him. My thought process was he really likes these bulky teams with like a mono water type, Milo or Suicune, plus like a Celebi, usually has a Mag or a Spinner, maybe both, and Salamence. And I thought that something like this would draw a pretty good matchup by leaning on Heracross to break through pretty much everything other than the Ment, and then just have a bunch of other just like dudes there to take it down. Suicune as well is sort of like an anti-Milo, anti-mono water set. So that's sort of my thought process here. I ended up losing the game I brought this. I lost the series 2-0, and as y'all probably know, Linear went on to win the whole tournament, as he does. But I think that this sort of thought process is sort of why I ended up bringing this team into him. This team is just like a kind of weird thing I made on a whim a couple weeks back when the notorious The Asian CP3 started spamming the viability rankings with like Camerupt copy pastas. So I thought it would just be really funny to try to build with it and see if I could get something good. The Camel's really not like a focal piece of the team. It's just like it's kind of just there to do what it does. It'll switch in on a Zapdos or a Gengar. The team otherwise kind of gets smoked by those guys, so it's kind of nice. But the main, what's really going on here is like a similar idea to the team before, where I have this Vaporeon and a Heracross to try to just make a lot of progress against those like mid-rangey stuff. Vaporeon can sub-pass on any mono water mon, like Suicune, Milotic, Starmie without Thunderbolt, which he uses a lot of as well. This set specifically is it's like an anti-Suicune set, where if it Suicune typically can fight the Vaporeon one-on-one by like Calm Minding and then Roaring. It can't actually kill it, but it prevents any progress. But this is a set that I don't know if Cowboy Dan or Mana or somebody else came up with, but I think Mana first used it in this past Callus invite, and I'm stealing that from him because it just it beats Suicune. It wins that sequence, and then it can pass all sorts of scary stuff. This Tyranitar set is pretty demonic. It's just like it's got some mega bulky EVs, and it just has a Lychee Berry. And the idea, I guess, is just to narrowly live an attack that would normally kill it, and then just activate the boost and ride that to a win. This Zapdos is EV is normal, but it's HP Ice. You people need to all wake up and realize that HP Ice is a good move, and people used it for all of ADV up until a year ago for a reason. It's good again. Wake up. And then let's see, standard like Super Rachi, kind of bulky, and then the Humpy Horizon Camerupt just gave him some random EVs, random moves. I think I'm of the opinion that Earthquake is just like a garbage move on Camerupt. It's only there to it's like kind of there to hit Blissey, and it's kind of there to hit Tyranitar, but like if you're fighting Blissey, you want to be clicking Explosion, and if you're fighting Tyranitar, you're probably losing to his Earthquake. So I just don't really bother with it. Go for the sub, the grass move to hit the Swampert and Waters and whatever in the boom. as well as a Fire Stab. So yeah, yeah, I was hoping I'd draw that sort of matchup, like a stally thing where I'd have a lot of chances to go to threatening mods and just break through. And then on the other side of the coin, Linear's team here. Okay, I think I need to give a preemptive apology because I'm probably gonna insult like some ADV great who first built this team, probably like M Dragon from 2003. I don't know who first built this. I don't know if it might have been Linear yesterday or might have been M Dragon 20 years ago, so sorry either way. But it's just some uber fat like mega stall team with the two like really gross cores, like sub cores. It's got the double blob Blissey Snorlax along with Magdoll, and then these two guys as well. And I'm thinking there are three main reasons that Linear chose this team. I could be completely wrong. I think the first one is I'm pretty notorious for using a lot of special offense, like Jinx stuff. I think this would have a really good matchup into those things, just because it has two super fat special walls and just like a lot of general bulk, especially on the special side. I also use a lot of Skarmory teams, Skarmory balance, and just by nature of having Magneton and Claydol, it's gonna have a good matchup into those teams. Just by having like complete hazard control, and it'll have enough like fat sweepers to just be able to slow play those games. And I think the third reason is I've been making a bunch of just head ass plays throughout this season. So it's possible Linear just said to himself at some point, like, yo, if the game goes long, he's probably gonna choke his way out of it. Which, you know, I can't fault him for thinking that way. And of course, I might be completely wrong about his thought process. But yeah, those are the teams. We're now gonna jump into the game. All right, into the game itself. I'm gonna keep this in Linear's POV since it's his channel, but I'll probably talk more about my thought process just because I know that. And me trying to explain Linear's thoughts probably won't come anywhere near doing him justice, since I'm just a small brain clicker and he's like, you know, he's Linear. But yeah, let's get right into it. Lead matchup. I have the Bendy Bar, the Zapdos against Suicune. So there are a couple of big reasons Suicune like isn't like a super good lead in ADV. The first one is it gives a lot of information. Usually it, like when you see a lead Suicune, you know it's either a special offense, special hyper offense, or it's just mega stall. And the second reason is it just is completely forced out by Zapdos, and Zapdos has free reign to do whatever it wants turn one. So despite being pretty good against some common leads like Tyranitar, Metagross, Salamence, it's not generally the best. Linear on his team, on his 6, has no better option, but I end up just happening to have the one lead that really punishes it. So yeah, on turn 1 I get to click a completely free Baton Pass, go to the Heracross, go to the straight Squiggle, get a free Focus Punch. Linear does happen to have like the single greatest Heracross counter like imaginable, which is like a physically defensive Wishmince. I calc this immediately, realize he's like max defense, his Wish, and I'm like, yikes. But I guess on the other hand, I'm sort of seeing that like he has a Suicune, he has a Blissey. This is like pretty much the type of matchup that I would hope for. He's like pretty much guaranteed to have a Claydol in the back. Magneton's pretty likely. He's probably gonna have like Magneton or like a Boom or mixed meta type thing. And then like some random last mon, I can like infer that stuff already. So I'm thinking it's a pretty good matchup, and the Heracross can have a lot of chances to slowly bust through this Mence. I actually thought about trying to just click Rock Slide right here, hoping he would like Toxic Me or something, activate Guts, but eventually I make like the thinking level play and go to my Zapdos on the Flamethrower. I am Hidden Power Ice, but I'm guessing he doesn't want to stay in, just because like a Thunder Wave or Status move would be really bad. I have a Baton Pass on the Protect, and I actually get to go to the no-nonsense noodle to set up sand. It's pretty clear to me here that he really needs to lean on his Salamence here. It's unless he has like a Dug Trio, it's gonna be like his only thing to stop the Heracross, so he's definitely gonna switch out here. I just click Rock Slide. I'm DD Tar if y'all remember, so I don't really have like a much better punish to the Suicune. I guess I could have doubled his Zapdos, but I just do this for the chip. Now I get to go to that Vaporeon that I mentioned before. Linear clicks a Surf that I'm immune to. And yeah, here since I'm sub roar, I can subbing is pretty free. If he roars this turn, I do lose 25 health for free on the Vaporeon, but I get a free switch. On this type of team, the Suicune's like definitely super defensive. Actually, he just when he took the Rock Slide, he revealed he was like max defense. It was like a mid-roll max defense. So he's like almost certainly Mono Surf. Could be Rest Talk, could be Roar. Either way, like I'm subbing here. And he Calm Minds here, thinking that he's gonna be able to roar me out. And since I've got that Mana / Cowboy Dan tech, I get to get a lot of progress off this faster roar here. He goes to Claydol, which is it turns out is his only rock resist, so he kind of has to preserve it. He actually, I think his Suicune play here is really clever. He is trying to catch me baton passing, and since I just like clicked, try to click super effective on the Claydol, I didn't end up walking into it. But it was a clever play to try to catch a baton pass and immediately roar it. I guess it does also sap to Hydro PP, which is good for him. But I also get another free roar here. It says Vaporeon's got 1,000,000 HP. This sub is pretty bulky. So yeah, here reveals Snorlax. He's double blob, and at this point it's pretty obvious that last is gonna be Magneton, just because he would be way too spike weak otherwise. I kind of guessed here since he like has a this type of team tends to go like not Earthquake Lax. His Lax either, I guess it could have been Cursed Boom, but I'm at this point thinking it's probably Cursed Shadow Ball, normal move Rest, which means the Tyranitar like would completely wall it. I end up being sort of correct in real life, knowing he's actually Bug, but he clicks Return, which I honestly don't really know if Return versus Body Slam reveals that much. I guess it means he's trying to get a bunch of damage and sweep with it. But here I'm like, I get a free, he might Earthquake me here, but I don't think he has it. I get a free Dragon Dance, and I can just try to do some damage. I'm mega bulky, so I think I can, Suicune has to like take a +1 Rock Slide and then roar me out if it wants to beat me. Claydol is gonna kill me in 2 shots, but like barely. So Dragon Dance is like straightforward play. He curses here, thinking that I guess knowing that his last is Mag, he kind of just has to boost up the Snorlax and get past the T-Tar right here, or else he's not gonna beat it. So I just try to fight it 1v1. I maybe should have Dragon Dance there, but the no-nonsense Noodle is behaving well today, as you can see. Just gets the insta flinch. And then I guess at this point I'm just all in on killing the Snorlax. Do it again. Flinch him again. That's like a 1 in, I think it's 27% to flinch. So that's 1 in that squared. Probably like a 1 in 13 chance or so of getting back-to-back flinches. That's really lucky by me. And now his Snorlax is pretty much dead. Actually, why did I Dragon Dance there? Yeah, I don't really know why I did that. I probably should have attacked him and killed him there. I would have had the sub still up. I guess I was predicting like a switch. Like no, that doesn't even make sense. I probably should have just attacked there and kept the boost in the sub. Maybe I was trying to get, yeah, I must have been trying to make it so like Suicune couldn't roar me out or something. But this is my first time rewatching this replay, and Don't know if that one made the most sense. I'm a way better player, if y'all can't tell, when I'm looking at games backwards, not when I'm actually playing them. So here comes Claydol. Claydol's going to two-shot me, even though I'm pretty bulky. Oh, he gets it on the Earthquake as well. Try to do that to avoid the accuracy. So that was a clever move. I would have been able to actually, if I had Rock Slid the Claydol switch, he would have died to this this HP bug. But now he's out of range, so I have to DD again. I risk a crit here, which would have really been unfortunate if he'd gotten it. I think he has to stay instead of going to Salamence, just because, like, A, I guess he doesn't know if I have bug, and B, like, if Salamence goes down, like, Heracross is winning. So I don't think he can really afford to, like, dance. His only, like, rock resist other than the Claydol is the Magneton, which, like, is gonna still, like, take a lot if I rock slide it. So he's just kind of out of options at this point. So now he goes to the Suicune. I think he ends up mid-rolling this Surf, which, like, leaves me with, like, 1 HP, which again is super lucky. And he, I'm sure, thought that he would kill, since, like, most Tyranitar's don't run max HP with a little bit of Spadef. Now I get to activate my Lychee Berry, which just, like, puts the game, like, completely out of reach for him. He has to Intimidate me here because I would kill the Blissey in 1, I'm pretty sure, without the Intimidate. Mence just dies because I hit. Heracross has already won the game at this point. And yeah, it's pretty much over. I just click the moves. You lose by a little bit, but Heracross is winning at this point. Just go there, click Brick Break, reveals last mag. I go to Camerupt just so that everybody can see that I have it. Then kind of just click the moves to finish off the game. Not much here. Overheat here, then go Zapdos. Oh no, I fodder Vaporeon, then go Zapdos, paralyze it. And then finish it off with Heracross. And I end up winning. Looking back on this, I drew, like, the perfect matchup. I got, like, everything I could ask for. I got the I was able to get the Vaporeon pass off to a DD-Tar. He happened to have a limited answers to, and then I double flinched him after that and got a cooperative damage roll with the Suicune. So I got pretty much every imaginable break here. I won't try to deny that. There wasn't really that much in the way of plays in the game. I kind of just got carried by the builder. So yeah, that's that. I do want to give a note, or just like a general shout out to Linear at the end of this. I think it's pretty astounding that you're a gracious enough loser when you lose, which is pretty rare. I guess hand the reins over to your opponent. It's a level of graciousness that is pretty much never seen in Mons, and ADV is extremely lucky to have you.